New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring. And hello again, dear ones. Reverend Robert with you here on a Friday evening. And now the good news here on the New Thought Media Network. This is our opportunity to come together each week and share some of those good news stories that I have found inspiring and remind me that we really are in this together. We really are creating a world that works better for all. And, we're going to say Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that kind of stuff. Happy holidays. Today is the day the hat goes away. For those that have been with us throughout the month of December, this hat only, its lifetime expires after midnight tonight. It goes back in the box until next year. Come December 1st, you'll see it again. That's part of the good news. Other good news in our world today. If you have not heard, here in Colorado, we had a bit of an event yesterday. We sort of wrapped up the year with a major wildfire in Boulder County. And, the good news of it all is that as of this hour, there are still no confirmed fatalities from this fire. There are hundreds and hundreds of homes have been lost, and while there are a handful of injuries, the good news is not one fatality that we're aware of at this point, and that is a saving grace here in Colorado. And it's snowing, and that's good news here as well, especially if you know anything about fires. It's definitely good news. All right, on to our normal programming. Here is, now to me, this is one of these wow kind of stories. I love it. We're not doing a best of the year story just yet to this year, but this is about a guy who I think deserves perhaps a Time magazine cover. Let me introduce you to Curtis Shuck Jr. He's the founder of an organization called Well Done. He was an oil executive and become incredibly embarrassed by what he was experiencing and what he saw. There are hundreds of thousands, actually over 2 million unsecured oil wells lying across America. And his mission is to get them capped and get as many of them capped as he can. And they've got projects running in several states and several new states as well coming. They've got projects lined up in West Virginia, Texas, Colorado, Wyoming, and California. Current projects are happening in Louisiana, Montana, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Curtis, it's New Year's Eve, so you get some fireworks. Good work, Curtis. Thank you for being out there. Thank you for being a part of our planet. So, folks, yes, it's New Year's Eve. It would be tradition. It'd be very easy to try to recap all the great stories we've covered this year. And this program specifically, many know, was on a hiatus for a while. This at one time was an audio podcast. Now we're revamping it, bring it back as a video podcast and a video program. So rather than share with you all try to share with you all of the stories that are going on, we're going to share some links in the chat box with you and share on screen some of the recap stories that we've found. Now, most of what we find over at the Good News Network. And I have a story here, the most stunning moments for animals in 2021 that'll make you cheer. And it, again, so many that are so many to try to cover. 100-year-old Galapagos giant tortoise was found on the island and is a member of a, quote, extinct species. So not extinct any longer. There's a story here I know my producer Diego is going to love. The world's tiniest pig, at 10 inches tall, once thought extinct, is returning to the wilds. Diego has his own in-home pet pig, Winston Churchill, who made had turned 4 and had a birthday yesterday. I got to see the birthday video, and it is adorable. Maybe we'll twist Diego's arm to show us that as we go. But overall, folks, there's so many wonderful stories that are happening, and so many. Let's drop you a link here real quick. I encourage you to spend some time over this weekend in reflection of some of these good stories that are happening across the planet for all of our furry creatures. And the good news stories in this, they do keep coming. One of the ones I found that was so much fun is that if you hadn't seen this one's been everywhere this week. A preserved embryo of a dinosaur was found inside a fossilized dinosaur egg. Now, here's the interesting part. While the fossil is dated between 72 and 66 million years old, the fossilized eggs have been curated since early 2000, and they've been in the hands of scientists since 2000, 21 years now, in northern China. And it's just now that they've gotten to have the technology and the work through all the red tape and all of that to be able to open one of these up and look at this. What a cool, so this points for me, life everlasting. And while we have a fossilized record of a dinosaur egg here, it's been with us for so long, we just couldn't quite see what the truth was. And here is the truth being revealed to us in another way. To me, this is one of those great, great stories of the year. Another important and really powerful good news story is the Monarch Butterflies. Now, you may have heard me last year speaking about the fact that we had a tough year with the Monarch Butterflies. Last year, only 200 or so butterflies arrived in Pismo Beach. Well, this year, counters counted over 100,000 butterflies making it down the California coastline. Now, for those that don't know, the Monarch has basically 2 variants, the Eastern and the Western. The Eastern butterflies go all the way to Mexico. The Western butterflies just go to California. I don't know who made the decision or how it worked out. But I love the beauty of nature, and it's good to see that the butterflies are coming back, and especially so quickly. Now, they are still expected to go on the endangered species list, and there's still a lot more we can do to help the butterflies. And I'm trusting that there's enough monarch lovers out there to do just that, to continue to keep that in our consciousness and follow our hearts to support the Monarch Butterflies. And this works, folks. These kinds of programs work. On our radio program more than a year or so ago, we shared a story about how the Dutch were creating bee hotels. Now, the bee population is struggling not just here in North America, but around the planet. And in various places, the different municipalities are starting to take different ideas. Now, we got this story from The Guardian. They have a great section of good news stories you can find. And this is a follow-up story to that story we did about a year ago, that is proving that it is working. And these bee hotels are really providing the habitat to allow the bees to start to flourish. There's various styles. They don't all look the same. Some are built into, and they've taken to adding more nature to their cityscapes. Images here of green roofs on top of their bus benches, bus shelters, and things of that nature. Kudos to the Dutch. I think it's New Year's Eve. We need more fireworks for the Dutch. Let's give the Dutch some more. Happy New Year, wherever you may be, whenever you may be watching. We appreciate you. We love you. And I would like to take a brief moment. We've got a whole bunch of great stories still in store for you here today. But before we get to all of that, I would like to take a moment and say thank you to the people that make this network happen. Today, more than ever, my gratitude pours out for those that make this all happen. So if you would, please help me take a moment and say thank you to our financial sponsor.
Thank you, Center for Spiritual Living Denver, for your continued support. Thank you, Center for Spiritual Living Midtown Atlanta, for your monthly contribution. Thank you, Center for Spiritual Living North Jersey, for your monthly contribution. And Suze Ajit, thank you for your very generous donation. And a special thanks to Hefferland Foundation for your generous technology grant. And a big shout out to all our committed donors.
Yes, thank you, dear ones, for everyone that's making this network real, helping us to bring not only this programming, but the 30 hours of broadcasting that we do every week with all of the various hosts, all the people that are a part of this. It's amazing how many people are catching the vibe of what we're doing here and what we're creating here. And every time I turn around, our wonderful, the glue behind it all, guys, Diego, the guy that keeps everything in order and everything moving on the broadcast side. Every time I turn around, he's like, hey, I need a new update on the schedule. Hey, I need a new update on the schedule. Hey, we need a new update on the schedule. It's great to see what you're going to get to see come the first of the year, come next year, coming, well, not too long from now. And I've got a whole new thank you video ready for the first of the year too. So if you'd like to get your name on our thank you video and be recognized along with everyone else that's making this happen, please do drop over to the website, ntmedia.org, click on the donate button, and make a donation of any size, any amount. Click that monthly button and it'll go automatic, and it'll just pull every month a couple of bucks or so, or maybe a couple hundred if you got it. That'd be cool too. Whatever it might be, and continue to support and help this mighty network, great ministry, move forward. Thank you to everyone. All right, let's continue on here with more. And now the good news, our next story tonight. 2021 was a very good year for medical breakthroughs as well. And this is another compilation story that we're going to take a little look at. I'll share the link with you here. I encourage you to look at some of these. But there's been breakthroughs in Alzheimer's treatment. There's a drug that reverses age-related mental decline within days. And points to the fact that cognitive ability may not be or cognitive loss may not be permanent, that any cognitive loss that happens might be recoverable. We've reversed Alzheimer's in mice, cancer, all kinds of stories on innovation in the cancer world, and diabetes, stem cell based cure for diabetes 1. More and more stories than we can imagine. And of course, it'd be tough to talk about healthcare and medical breakthroughs without talking about some of the breakthroughs that are happening in virus research and in COVID research. As well as cannabis research and the research that's happening in CBD and in cannabis studies as well. A wealth of new work being done. From organ transplants to research on Lyme disease, the medical establishment and the medical world has seen great breakthroughs in 2021, and it looks like they're poised to continue along with that. And they're not the only industry that's making great strides and great inroads into stepping into the new age, into a new thought. Now, when you think of green companies and green industries, I'm sure that global shipping does not come to mind. Well, 2021 actually saw a great shift in the consciousness and the pledging of global shipments and global shipping companies to get on board and change some things while we may still have time, specifically around climate change and the global temperature. Now, some of these initiatives have been pushed for a little while here, but right now, some of the things that were happening that are really important, just in October, a conglomerate of 9 companies committed to zeroing out emissions from shipping their products by 2040. The global goal is 2070. Or at least that's what President Joe Biden is pushing, is 2070. More and more people are now predicting these companies are going to be able to get on board, all puns intended, of course. And there's all different types of different fuels that are being explored: hydrogen, ammonium, methanol, different and various ways. And some of the I saw a recent story that many of the larger ferry companies are moving away from diesel as well, and some of them moving into electric powered ferry boats. Now that's a big going to be a big one as well, so we're going to dig into that and look a little bit more. And here's another really, I think, an important story, as well as a good story, coming here at the end of the year. And this does, in my mind, point to the need right now in America to support the infrastructure bill, because one of the aims of that bill is to spend about $15 billion to replace all the copper, all the lead piping in North America, in the United States. A long time ago, the EPA banned leaded gasoline, lead-based paint, so many other places, and we allowed these lead water pipes to languish, and it has become a national crisis. Flint, Michigan is still without, as a city, still does not have a clean drinking supply or system in place. It's now is the time more than ever, and this is for me one of those personal reasons to support the infrastructure bill as it is. And let's get some of this. Let's get the money, some of the money, going into the places that are going to make a difference for people. And I'll leave it at that. Speaking of water, however, oh boy, did you catch this story? There is water on Mars. A huge supply of water was discovered on Mars. It's at the bottom of what scientists and explorers are calling the Martian Grand Canyon. Yes, it is frozen. And this just points to more and more that there may still be life on Mars. Now, we have joked here a little bit in the past that that Mars is a planet totally inhabited by aliens, meaning us and our technology and our robots. And what if that weren't true? What if we're not the only life form on Mars? And what if there is still frozen life on Mars? There's definitely water, is what we're now hearing. And that is a point pushing us in the right direction. The continuation, the exploration of Mars continues. This would be a major game changer in the world of in the idea and the conversation of colonization of Mars. Other new technology stories that I find incredibly inspiring. This one, a company called Li-Cycle. Now that's Li as in lithium. Many of you may know that lithium-ion batteries right now are a potential problem for the planet if we continue to go the way we are. Well, Li-Cycle has found a way to recycle those lithium batteries and actually create a closed-loop system where not only do they recycle every part of a lithium battery, but they're able to recycle it into lithium batteries to be used in some cases by the same companies that are recycling them. This is pretty big. LG is looking to deliver 50 million in investments to Li-Cycle, as well as enough lithium batteries to harvest over 20,000 tons of nickel over the next 10 years. Again, as we move into a more electric powered age and move away from our fossil fuel and reliance on fossil fuels and plastics, we're going to have to look at how to keep from making the same mistakes. And lithium-ion batteries, this is a big move and a great move to make sure that this is a closed-loop supply system. What more could we ask for? That's and that can take in even more in what it's doing. Technology and the planet. We are learning to coexist. We are learning to live on this planet more and more and not destroy everything. And our next story is about that as well. Many have been concerned with wind turbines and birds and bird populations. Here's another story we found over on the Good News Network. Wind turbines are now using artificial intelligence and cameras to see birds, specifically and most especially large raptors, and then shut down the turbines as the birds approach and allow the birds to then pass. The tool is called Identiflight, and it does a much better job than just human observers alone. Company's actually based out of Boulder, Colorado here, and they're doing it. I love this idea. Now it's not incredibly more accurate than a human observer at this point. They're saying about 5% or so better than a human observer, but we're now talking artificial intelligence. It's just a matter of time before we get all that in order and we're able to have even better technology around these turbines. Good news everywhere we look, folks. Everywhere I turn, we've got good news. And one more good news story around renewable energy and the environment. 2021 was another record year of growth. This is according to the International Energy Agency. Now, this is not unexpected. We're about one slide ahead there, Diego. Want to go back one to the windmills and the blue ocean. And this was not unexpected. Last year was a record year as well. What it means is we're producing more energy than ever before from renewables. Now, that doesn't mean that we've overtaken fossil fuels, but it means that we are there. We are. Thank you, sir. But it means that that we are continuing to grow at a record pace and grow and grow and grow. We shall. We will. Are projected at this growth rate. Renewable energy generation capacity will exceed that of fossil fuels and nuclear energy combined by 2026. So that's within our lifetime. That's only a few years away where we'll see this continued growth. Now, at that point, it'll level out because there'll be nothing more to grow. We'll have overtaken. We'll continue to chip away at the last holdouts in fossil fuels and nuclear energy, which may never go away. May be part of the combination for quite a while yet. We don't know. But I think this is a great step forward for the environment and for the planet and for what we can do to support planet Earth. You know, folks, there's so much that we can do. And there's so many great things that went right in 2022. One of the things before we go, though, however, before we pull that up, actually, I'm having some fun with my producer Diego, because I'm going to ask Diego to come on screen with us here for a minute, and join me as we wrap up the new year 2021.
You're bringing me on unexpectedly.
Yes, I know.
How are you doing, sir?
Very good. If I had told you about it, you would have said no, and then I couldn't have done it. So
I would have gotten a little bit more prepared.
Yes. Folks, if you haven't met Diego before, he is producer extraordinaire. He does so much to support so many of our shows, including our Spanish language programming. That's pretty much your baby from the start, sir.
I found them, but boy, I just gave him a little bit. I gave him a little bit of info, showed him how to do a couple little things. They have taken off running, and they are just, I'm so proud of them. I was telling Emma, one of the practitioners. Emma is from CSL Seattle, and I was having a meeting with her earlier today about some of the shows coming up, and I just let her know that, Emma, I'm so proud of you. You're like one of the star show hosts around here. I'm gonna have to have you start doing a training course for all languages, English and Spanish.
Right on. Well, Diego, this year you've definitely done the most work in our production team. I say it again and again. You are the glue that holds this network together, and so you get some fireworks too.
I love the fireworks.
Might have to recut that and fade that in a little bit better. But so the good news is Diego will be with us again next year. And the even better news, folks, is Diego is going to be here with us on Friday evenings, making sure this program happens and runs smoothly. So we'd love to have you join us as well. If you know of a good news story that you think we should cover, let us know. We've got an email address, goodnews@ntmedia.org. Let Diego know what it is, what we should cover. If you'd like to share a story with us live on the program, let us know. We'd love to have you be a part of that as well.
Yeah, come be part of one of our broadcasters.
Yes. And if you would like to volunteer in other areas, we have plenty of opportunities for that as well. You can reach me at the same email, goodnews@ntmedia, or info@ntmedia as well. Oh, hey, we've got a compliment for you, Diego.
You like that? It's one of my New Thought Media shirts that I'm showing off this evening. Oh, here, I should go me full screen.
Yeah, let's put you full screen. There we go.
It's so hard to control everything and talk and be a star at the same time.
Love and service over money. I think I like that sentiment.
Yep.
I would hope so.
Me well.
Good. Yes, they do. All right, folks. I'm Rev Robert. We're going to get out of here for now and say thank you for being with us. We look forward to being with you every Friday at 5 p.m. here on New Thought Media Network. Now, stay tuned. In just a half an hour, it's time for our brother, Pastor Michael Mangus, to join us, and he does Friday Fireside Chat here on New Thought Media Network. That starts in just a half an hour. Please come on back. Go grab yourself especially considering it's New Year's, go grab a beverage. Come on back. Check out a little of Pastor Michael here. And I'll be back at 8:15 to wrap up our broadcast year with the final prayer session and the final prayer broadcast of the year. We'll still be back tomorrow morning with prayer, which is normal. But we're going to wrap up the year. I'm going to do that tonight, 8:15. Join us for that as well. I'm Rev Robert. On behalf of myself, Diego, everyone here on the New Thought Media Network, thanks for being with us. We love you. We can't wait to see you again and again and again and again. Until next time, peace.